Last week was extremely chaotic. I was slated to have my feeding tube placed, but things began to go astray on Monday. Around 12:30 on Monday afternoon, I received a phone call from my surgeon's office. They needed to contact my pulmonologist's office to get clearance from my doctor that I was medically stable to have the feeding tube placed. The woman said she would call me if there were any issues. If I did not hear from her, then everything was set to go forward. I waited and waited, but the phone never rang. I assured myself everything was taken care of. On Tuesday, I received a phone call from the hospital registering me for my procedure. The woman gave me all the instructions for preparing for surgery. She asked if I've had my COVID test done. I told her yes. She then gave me the email address to the office where my test result needed to be sent. The woman ended the call. I again assumed everything with my pulmonologist was resolved. A little after 8 a.m. on Wednesday, I received a phone call from the hospital. The man took my demographic information and obtained the necessary information to bill my insurance. At the end of the phone conversation, the man told me to have a good procedure. Around 9:15, my mom and I were packing up the last few items and were on our way out the door when the phone rang. It was my surgeon's office. The woman informed me she had not received a response back from my pulmonologist regarding clearance for surgery. The woman asked if I would be able to contact my pulmonologist. I was absolutely panicked while talking to the surgeon's office. They had waited 2 days to contact me. I am supposed to be at the hospital in less than 24 hours for surgery, but now I am informed my surgery might be canceled because my pulmonologist is not responding to the surgeon's office. I am upset. I am frustrated. I am annoyed. What am I supposed to do? I live almost 400 miles from my pulmonologist's office. The woman also tells me they need my COVID results. I tell her I emailed them to the hospital and I also uploaded them to my online patient account. The woman checks my account. Yes, the results are there. When the phone conversation ends with the surgeon's office, I call my pulmonologist's office. The receptionist does not answer. Instead, a woman who works for the answering service takes my call. I relay to her I need to contact my pulmonologist to get pulmonary clearance for a surgery which is happening tomorrow. The answering service receptionist takes my desperate words to heart and says she will immediately send over my message to my pulmonologist's office. I thank her and hang up the phone. At this moment, I am overwhelmed with emotions. I have been having so many issues with my pancreas since November. And now, the day before I am to get a feeding tube, a potential help to lessen my pancreas pain I experience when I eat, everything is going to be canceled at the last moment. Oh, why does this always happen to me? I am so weak. I am so tired. I do not want to have to endure another 1 to 2 months of this brutal pain if the surgery has to be canceled and rescheduled. I ask for God's help, but it feels futile. Too many hurdles must be cleared. Time is ticking. I do not see a way this surgery is going forward. I want to go to bed and cry for the rest of the day. But my mom heads for the car. I follow her and get into the vehicle. My mom drives away from our home, but I have no idea why we are still headed towards the medical facility 400 miles away. This surgery is not going to happen. A little after 10:30 a.m., I receive a phone call from a Dr. Lloyd's office. I have no idea who this doctor is. I am informed by the receptionist my pulmonologist referred me to Dr. Lloyd to get medical clearance for surgery. The receptionist asks when I can come in. I say we are traveling and will not be to the city until 3:30 or 4 o'clock. The receptionist asks when I need medical clearance to my surgeon's office. I tell him the surgeon's office closes at 5 p.m. They need it before 5 p.m. today. The receptionist says I need to come in immediately for an appointment. I tell the man I am traveling. I'm about 300 miles from the medical center. I will not arrive at the medical center until 3:30 or 4 o'clock. The receptionist tells me he can schedule me for an appointment at 3:45. I agree to the appointment and hang up the phone. About an hour later, a nurse from day surgery calls to register me for her unit. She asks about my ventilator. She states they have my COVID results. She tells me to arrive at the hospital at 9 a.m. My procedure is going to be at 11 a.m. I end the phone call. About an hour later, I receive another phone call. It is the hospital. The woman is calling to inform me my procedure time has changed to 10:30. I need to be at the hospital at 8:30. At 3:20, we are pulling into the parking garage for the medical center. Around and around we go, up to higher and higher levels, looking for a parking spot. My surgeon's office calls again. The woman asks if I have my COVID results. I tell her yes. I uploaded them to my patient chart and also emailed them. The woman looks at my chart. I tell the woman I'm going to see the pulmonologist to get medical clearance for the procedure. And I say I hope to have the documentation to the surgeon's office very soon. I arrive at the pulmonologist's office at 3:30. I fill out endless paperwork. I then check my emails. I see there's an email my surgery time has changed. It is now going to be at noon. I am confused. Is this the right time? Or is it supposed to be at 11? Or is it supposed to be at 10:30? I call the surgeon's office. I wait and wait on hold. No one answers. I leave a message on the answering machine. I am then called back to an examination room. The medical assistant is exceptionally kind. She takes my vitals and Dr. Lloyd enters my room. He is a jovial man. He is full of humor and tells me funny things about my pulmonologist. He listens to my lungs and asks about my medical conditions. I am impressed by this man's skills and medical knowledge. As stressful as this day has been, it is a blessing to be able to meet this man. The doctor writes me a medical clearance note and faxes it to my surgeon's office. He then gives me a photocopy of the letter to take with me to surgery, just in case the surgeon's office loses this letter. I smile and take the letter. I am grateful this doctor knows documents can get lost, and he wants to make sure I am prepared if such a situation arises. My mom and I leave the doctor's office. We are heading towards the parking garage when I get a phone call. It is the surgeon's office. They received the medical clearance letter from the pulmonologist. The woman then asks if I have my COVID test results. I tell her yes. I uploaded them to my patient chart and also emailed them to the hospital. The woman looks at my online chart. Yes, she says, they do have my results. She will forward the results on to my surgeon. I am told my surgery is now going to be at noon. I am to arrive at the hospital at 10 a.m. Everything is set up for surgery to go forward. When I get off the phone with my surgeon's office, I want to sigh with relief, but I am too tired. The long day driving in the car is making my pancreas spasm and is causing a substantial amount of pain. My head throbs. My body aches. I just want to go to sleep. I am exhausted and wonder how my body is going to fare going through another day of being under intense stress while going through surgery. As we drive to the hotel, I thank God for all his endless mercies and miracles. I could never have seen how this day was going to transpire. I could never have dreamed my pulmonologist would refer me on to one of his friends to get the necessary medical documentation for the surgery. And then for the doctor to have time to see me in his office today at my convenience was beyond my imagination. The letter was faxed over to the surgeon's office with about 30 minutes to spare, although it was cutting everything very close. I know everything is on God's time. It all worked out, and everything happened at just the right moment. When chaos and confusion surrounds, know that God can turn anything and everything around in an instant and in the twinkling of the eye. The following day, I had surgery. The surgery was delayed. I was supposed to have the procedure at noon. Instead, I was in the operating theater at 3:30, and the surgery started around 4 p.m. And then, from there, another adventure begins. For more details about my surgery, please view the video, Surgery Time, Getting My J-Tube, and Complications, which will be posted on my other YouTube channel called Life with Event on Sunday, March 21st. Next week, on this channel, I'll post a follow-up, which includes some of the challenges and complications I encountered after having surgery. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye.